Welcome everyone to Fun with Flowers, Joyful Bouquets. We're so happy to have you all here. My name is Denise Reagan. I'm the Executive Director of the Garden Club of Jacksonville, and I'm here with my colleague, Jill Zarletta, our brand new Marketing and Membership Manager. We're so excited to have her here with us. I'd like to thank the Jessie Ball DuPont Fund for making programs like this possible with a generous grant. I'd also like to thank Martha Collins Davis, our Fun with Flowers chair, who sometimes can join us, but she's not here tonight. I'd like to let you know about the next Fun with Flowers that's coming up on July 14th, French Florals. Samantha Wilson of the St. John's Flower Market has done a lot of studying in the area of French technique. I don't know what all that means, but we will find out. So on July 14th. So if you haven't signed up for it already, put that on your calendar and join us then. If you're not a member of the Garden Club, it's a good time to become a member. Really, any time is a good time to become a member. And if you're interested, see me or our brand new Marketing and Membership Manager. If you have questions throughout the program, we have a microphone. And the reason we have the microphone is because we want to capture your voice on the recording that we're doing today. And now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our speaker for today. Crystal Joy is the owner and master floral designer at the Joy of Floral. Flowers have always made her happy. You could say they bring her joy. Her business creates beautiful floral designs or helps clients create their own bouquets. And she's really about bringing out your inner creativity, your inner artist. So she's going to be asking you to kind of dig deep today. All right, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce Crystal Joy. Please give her a warm welcome.
Okay. How are you guys tonight? Good. Thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it. All right. So I will introduce myself. I'm Crystal Joy, and like she said, owner and master florist at the Joy of Floral. So what we're going to do today is just like she said, tap into our inner creativity. I know some people are like, I'm not creative. I can't do this, you know. But I feel like everybody has a creative side. You just have to tap into it. And that's what we're going to do tonight. The Joy of Floral is all about how you feel. So there might be a flower that speaks to you, or even like a vase that speaks to you. Maybe you can draw from experiences in your life. You know, somebody might not like orange roses, but you like orange roses. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to get creative and basically get wild, because that's what the Joy of Floral is about. Okay. I'm going to show you 3 things. The first one we're going to do is a coffee cup floral arrangement. Super simple. It's good as a gift. You know, if you're thinking about somebody last minute, you can definitely go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that. And while I'm prepping for that, I'll tell you guys why I started the Joy of Floral. So my grandmother, she got me started into flowers because she had like a sugarcane garden, and then she like grew fruits and vegetables and a bunch of flowers, you know, pollinators. So she used to let me go into the garden and everything. And the sugarcane, I don't know if you know about sugarcane, it's like super high. So I would get lost, and then I would just be playing with the flowers, and then somebody would come and get me eventually. So yeah, so that's what she gave me, the love of flowers, and her name was actually Lily. So I'm like, that's perfect. So, and actually she had a part in naming me Crystal Joy. So yeah, it was pretty special. So she gave me the love of flowers, and I said, you know, they bring me joy. So why not start a business? And everybody was asking me to do arrangements. And when I would go out of town, I would do like flower drops and things like that, and just drop flowers at people's house. And they would like light up when I did that. So I'm like, I'm on to something. Let's do this, you know? So that's why I started the Joy of Floral, just to spread joy, because flowers, like you can not possibly be sad around flowers. It's just crazy how they light up your day, and just if you have them in the house, look, your house could be completely filthy and you have like a glass of flowers there or a vase of flowers and it looks so clean, you know? So yeah, flowers are amazing. So let's get started. Just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about me. Oh, and I have a 4-year-old son named Grayson. He's taken on the gardening aspect too. We just planted some gardens and stuff in the backyard. So every morning he likes to go out and, you know, see what's new, what's sprouting up. So he has a love of flowers and like gardening too. So I'm excited about that. Oh, can't forget about my husband, Xavier too. I'm a wife too. So yeah. Hey, Xavier. But anyway, all right, so let's get started. So we're gonna take this basic coffee mug, okay? And then what I like to do is cut, well, let's do this. So it comes in like foam like this. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the wet foam. So what we're gonna do, I usually cut it in half. And in this case, we're going to like do a little imprint like this on the mug. Okay. So I don't know if you can see it. It just does a little outline. So what I like to do, my scissors are somewhere. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I usually have like a knife or an X-Acto knife or something like that. But what we're going to do in this case, we're going to take the scissors, just go down like that and cut the outline. Okay. I do recommend gloves when you're doing this because it's very messy. And I don't know, I just have like problems with texture. So the grit just gets to me. So yeah, gloves are definitely recommended. So we just cut it like this. Right, let me just shave it off. And it's gonna be like something like that, okay? So let's see. Cut a little bit more off, just so that it'll fit in the mug. And when you put it in the water, it's gonna expand just a little bit. So, like I said, I usually have a knife, but this is gonna have to work today. Okay. So it's gonna look like that. Usually I have a deeper bowl, but we will work with this one. I'm gonna just put this in here. Put some water on there. And don't like press it down because it causes air bubbles. So you wanna just let it happen on its own. And the bubbles are gonna like, you'll probably start to hear it in a second, but the bubbles are just gonna come out. Okay, you see how it popped up like that? Don't push it down. Just let it come down on its own because of the air bubbles. And you don't want that because that's not gonna get enough water supply to the air bubbles. You have a question? Oh, I thought you raised your hand, I'm sorry. Okay, so let's just let that sit for about like maybe a minute. And then I'll take it out. Being that it's a smaller bowl, it might not, it's not gonna sink to the bottom, but you get the idea. So let's speed this process up. Give me a second. Just gonna dip it. Make sure we get all of the sides moist. And I like to do like this, get the water out of it, the excess, because if you don't, when you're putting your arrangements in there, it's gonna like really like splatter everywhere. So, all right, this should be good. So we're gonna pop this in here and you can mold it, but you see how that just fit right there? All right, cool. So now we're gonna start building our arrangement. I think actually, you know what? I think we're gonna put a little bit more in there though, because I want it to be a little bit taller and you'll see why in a second. So hold on. Add another one. But it's like super easy and it's such a simple thing that you can do and you can make it in no time at all. So it's a perfect gift. I think my earrings are knocking against this thing. Hold on one second. All right, so let's dip it in there again. And we're just gonna create a little bit more height, okay? And I'll show you why in a second. Let's speed this process up. Here we go. And we're gonna dip it again. Okay. Now, if I was at home or doing it somewhere else, I would just leave it and let it do it on its own, but we're just gonna speed up the process. So just dip it. All right. And then let's see, I'm gonna create a little bit more height on this. So I'm gonna cut it like right there. So hold on. Okay. Right, and what you can do is I had some floral tape somewhere, but if I don't have it, is it in? You did? Okay. Don't worry about it. We'll just work without it. All right. So we're going to start placing our greenery in first. Okay. I have some leather leaf here and I have some Israeli here. So give me a second. One moment. Put this up here, easy access to it. So what I like to do is the leather leaf stems are pretty long. So what we're going to do is cut this off and cut it at a 45-degree angle. Here we go. And then we just put it in like so to where it covers it down. Okay. We're going to do that all the way around. I'm going to cut it down a little bit more. All right. There we go. And since we don't have the tape, don't worry about it because when we stick the other flowers in there, it's going to hold it together. Okay. So let's do a couple more. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. I will answer it to the best of my ability. All right. So let's do this one. Just going to take some of the branches off because you can always make it shorter. Right there. And we're doing it in a downward motion. Okay. And if it pops out the top, that's fine. Just snip it. Oh, okay. You know what? Let's just take the earring off. Let's do that. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Hopefully I won't lose that. Okay. So here we go. We can put this one in here. All right. And we are going in a downward motion all the way around, okay? So, one moment. Usually I'm working with smaller branches of leather leaf, but they were like huge today, so yeah. Oh, thank you. All right. Okay, and with us putting it down like that, it's gonna cover the cup, okay? But usually I like a pretty cup, you know, something that has like a positive message on it, because it's a part of the gift. So I know earlier I had one that said, love is all you need, positive message. So here we go. Okay.
Can I ask a question, Crystal?
Sure.
Is there a particular reason that you cut it at 45 degrees? Does that like help something?
Is there a particular reason why what?
That you cut them at 45 degrees, the stems?
Oh yeah, it helps with the water supply. Yes. So instead of it going straight, like if you cut it straight, the water is not going to shoot up the root. So it definitely helps with the water supply. It's easier access to the water and it makes them last longer. Good question. All right. Give me a second and then I'll be done placing these.
Crystal, why do you start with greenery?
Why do I start with what?
Why do you start with greenery?
I didn't.
Why do you start with the greenery?
Oh, with the greenery. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes. So that it fills up, you know, it hides the foam for one. And then two, it fills up. So that way you don't have to use as many flowers, you know, and it looks really good. So once we put the greenery in, you'll see how it just builds up. It's really interesting. I did not like this method at first, but because I was like, it just looks like a forest. Like, I don't see this taking shape. But then when I kept doing it and kept trying it, it was so nice the way it came out. And you'll see. But like I said, the Joy of Floral is about doing things your way and, you know, doing whatever brings you joy. So if you want to put it in a different way, by all means do that, because we're all about making people feel good and, you know, having arrangements that they're proud of. Okay. All right. So this one's broken. My ears aren't working today. Sorry. All right. We are almost done with our greenery, and we're going to put some long ways too. Okay. I'll just stick some in there. Okay, there we go. So you see how it is all the way around. Okay. So now I'm going to place some like just like this down in here and just place it in different places. Okay. Okay. Yep. Yeah, it's, oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just was curious, those are downward and now upward because you're getting ready to the foundation for your flowers.
Exactly. And we're building it because we don't want everything going down, because we want to have greenery placed all around it so that we can have pops of greenery. So it is definitely going to take shape. Give me a second.
Crystal, do you ever do greenery arrangements, just greenery?
I do, because, you know, some people don't like flowers. I never, okay. So, but I do. I look at them strange, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, they like greenery arrangements, and or some people will be like, I just want all white. And I'm like, okay, are you sure? But I'm like, does it make you happy? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, let's do it. But because you see me, I'm a colorful person. So like when I do that, I feel like that's my Achilles heel, because it's like I have to tone myself down, you know, because I'm like, bam, you know. But yeah, to answer the question, yes, I do. Do I prefer it? No, because I love color explosions, but I will do it. So yeah, if you can deal with like the funny looks and like the questions, yeah, I'll do it for you. Yes, yes. But I'm always trying to like push the color though. I'm like, you sure about this? Like, how about some orange or something like that? My husband's like, your personality is loud and so are your bouquets. So I'm like, whatever. All right, hold on one second.
I'm gonna call you the color pusher.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. Doesn't look like anything, right? Oh, okay, well, thank you. Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but I'll take it. So, yes. Oh yeah, you did say you like greenery. Okay. All right, so I'm done. No, I'm just like. Yeah, they are. Yeah. No, when I saw these, literally, I was like, do you have anything smaller? Because these, what did you spray on these? Like, really? So I was almost scared to use them because usually leather leaf is smaller than that. Yeah. So yeah. All right. So let's put some of this Israeli ruckus in here. And I think that's such a cool name. All right.
What's the name again?
Israeli ruckus.
What's
Yeah.
the last word?
Ruckus.
Rutgers.
Yeah. Yes. I think I'm saying it right. I'm pretty sure. But hey, I have my phone up here just in case. Yeah. No, I don't have it, but iPhones are good for everything. Ruckus. Yep. This is Israeli ruckus. Ruscus. Yep. Like we're about to cause a ruckus. I like it. All right, so let's put some of that in there. Okay, and that's gonna hold that foam together too, since we don't have the tape. All right. All right, and in a second, we are gonna start placing the fun part. All right.
The different style leaves too, I think are really great too, like having that difference in texture and so forth.
Yes. I love a lot of greenery. That's what I, with my arrangements, if you look at my arrangements, they always have greenery. I know some people cater to like the baby's breath and stuff like that, but I like fillers that have greenery because I do love greenery. Not by itself particularly, but yeah. Yes. All right. So this is looking like this so far. Okay. All right. So let's start placing some flowers. Anybody have suggestions on what colors I should use? Yeah. Okay. You know, the first class picked the orange too. Okay. So we'll do an orange. And I think I'm gonna put some pops of purple in there too. Like orange, yellow, purple. I think we'll go with that. Yeah. So let's put these pinks down. All right. All right, so let me tell you something about roses. So sometimes you get roses and they're not perfect, you know? So if they have like a little brown on it or anything like that, trim it off. That's my motto, because it's taking away from the beauty of the rose. So this has just like a little bit of like brown on it. So I'm just gonna trim it. And when you do that, I'll show you. It just brings it to life. Hold on.
Do you also remove the outer leaves, outer petals sometimes?
The which leaves?
The outer petals?
Yeah, sometimes I do mostly, but these outer petals are perfect. So I'm gonna leave them. Yeah. So yeah. I don't do that. That's where you push the petals down and they like spread out and look like a really big bloom. So yeah, I don't do that. Some people do, but I don't. Yeah. And I tell people it's like your hair. If you have dead ends, you want to get those ends off. You know what I mean? Because it's going to go up the whole shaft. It's going to be looking raggedy. So yeah, with this, you got to get it off, you know? I mean, you don't have to, you can leave it on there, but it just makes it look so much fresher and just better. So I'll show you a difference. Hold on. So I'm going to stick this in here. Hold on. But yeah, I am like snip it away. I'm like, if it looks bad, I don't want it. So yeah, don't be afraid to cut it because it's gonna look how beautiful that is. It looks so good. Yeah. So
Does it make it last longer?
Yeah, actually, it does make it last longer because you're getting the dead petals off. So it does make it last longer. Like when I get feedback on my arrangements, people are like, oh my goodness, they lasted the longest. I've never had an arrangement last this long. I'm like, thank you. But it's because I get all that dead stuff off. So, hold on.
Water that you poured on the foam, did it have any type of plant food in it, anything like that?
No, it doesn't. Usually I just use like tap water, but or was that tap water in the bottle? Did we fill it with tap water? Okay. All right. So yeah, I just usually use tap water. Personally, I don't like plant food. And the reason for that is I feel like flowers thrive on their own. They don't need any assistance. You know what I mean? If they're out in the garden or whatever, they don't need assistance. Some people use like Miracle-Gro, things like that. But I feel like we should let flowers do their thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So if you like flower food, definitely use it. But with my arrangements, I say you really don't need it. So yeah, thank you. Good question.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right. And some people might not agree with that, but that's just how we do things here at the Joy of Floral, because we just feel like flowers don't need any help, you know, really. So yeah. All right, so it's starting to take shape. I'm gonna put maybe like 2 more of those in there. All right. I just go by eye. Yeah, whatever looks good to me.
I
I don't
hate to
have
be
a
a stickler
formula.
about this. I just really want to capture all the questions.
Oh,
So
yeah,
just
yeah.
raise your hand and then we'll come to you, okay? Thanks.
Go ahead, repeat it, please. I'll try to remember my answer.
How do you determine how many flowers you put in the arrangement?
So I don't determine, I just go by how it looks. I know a lot of people do like 2s and 4s and 6s and all that at 3s. I don't do that.
Okay.
Whatever I see, I just literally am eyeballing it, and whatever feels good to me, that's what I'm going to go with. You know, I could have one little measly rose in there
Okay.
and then a whole bunch of other flowers. If it looks good, that's what I'm gonna go with. So
See, all creativity.
good question. Exactly. Exactly. That's what it's about. That's exactly what it's about. So, all right.
I'm going to call it the grease version of this. So it's like feel your way, if you're familiar.
Yes. Do it. Okay.
And then how do you know how high to put them in? Are you basing it on the tall greenery and you want it lower? Or?
No, I'm just basing it on how I feel again. Like I have no formula, and it's probably because I'm not a traditional person, you know what I mean? So like ask my mom. I was always the one to be a free spirit and do what she wanted to do. So yeah. So I just go, that's what the Joy of Floral is all about, how you feel. So if you want to put a purple with a purple, go ahead. There's no rules to that. I know there are rules, but if it's going to make you feel good and you feel like it looks good, then 9 times out of 10, it does look good, because each of us have our own type of creativity and nobody can tell you what looks good and what doesn't. You have your own eye. So that's what the Joy of Floral is all about, bringing you joy. So to answer the question, no, I don't have any type of formula for height or anything like that, but you'll see how it comes together.
Crystal, what did you just add now?
Solidago, it's it kind of looks like goldenrod a little bit,
Yes, I thought.
but it's not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. All right. And I'm gonna cut this a little bit. And I'm gonna put these down a little bit more. And that's a good thing about arranging. You can put it in, take it out, do what you want to do. If you're like, hey, this doesn't look good, by all means, take it out. and start over again. I like to say flowers are forgiving. The first class, I was like, that sounded crazy, but because I'm like, they're forgiving, like, you know, forgive me, not forgiving, but it's both, I guess. All right, so I'm gonna put this one down a little bit more too. All right. Right, perfect. So I'm gonna add some status in here. All right. Stem broke, that happens. Hold on. Yeah, that's looking good. I'll show y'all how it's, well, let me put a little bit more in and then I'll show you how it's looking from the top. And you're gonna run out of space sometimes, but just find a little area that fits. And if you can't, you can move some things around. Mama. Turn this around. Usually I have like a little turntable so I can turn it around easily, but I forgot it, so bear with me. Okay. All right, so this is how it's looking so far, okay? We're gonna fill it up, put some more flowers in there. I think I'm gonna go with some more green. These I call green buttons. Yeah, because they look like, yeah. All right. They're like pom-poms though. Okay, so put that in there. And that's like really, okay, so look how that just like tied that in. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, yes. So don't be afraid to like experiment with different things because I'm telling you, it will look good. All right, put this over here. All right, and I'm gonna put some more purple over here. All right. And a little bit more solidago. Oops, sorry. Just throwing stuff at y'all. This mug is deep. I didn't realize how deep it was. I'm like, okay. All right. And then a little bit more. Oh, and I'm gonna tie it in with some Alstroemeria. Show y'all what that is in a second. All right, perfect. All right, so we have some right here. It's like the you see the little dark and it has like, it's kind of like a orangey yellowish color, you know? So I'm gonna put that in there too, because I think that will look really good. All right. Put her right here. Please don't pop. There we go. That's pretty. Make sure you take the foliage off down here. It just makes it last longer when it's in the memory foam, or what, the water foam, excuse me. All right, let's put this right here. Perfect. And then I'm gonna put, oh, that's not the right color. We are almost done with this one.
Crystal, so for that particular mug and what you're making, you really didn't need the floral tape when you think about it. Or
You
what does-
don't.
What would that assist you more?
Not really. But some people like to put it on there just so they know that it's
Secure
secure. Because
the
that's going to be
traveler?
embarrassing. Like if, you're presenting to
it
get
to
to them
them
and then it tips over. Yeah.
Right,
Just for that extra security.
I
So,
see.
But you
Okay.
don't really, if you're doing like a mug, you don't really need it. But for anything like bigger, I would definitely use the floral tape just for some security.
I see. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so look how this is looking so far. It's looking really good. I feel like we're missing maybe, we can put something in here. Give me a second. I'm thinking. Oh, let's put one of these in here. That's gonna be nice. All right. Oh, let me get a bigger one. It's really about to go down when I hum. I always hum to myself.
So I think I heard you say that carnations are one of your favorite flowers.
Yes, they actually are. A lot of people don't like them, but because they say they're the death flower and things like that. Yeah, I mean, they do use them in funerals, but I mean, that's depressing. But I love carnations. They last so long. Like these things can last like 2.5 weeks. If you change the water, I like to say change the water once it gets murky. And as long as you change that water out, like carnations will be your best friend. Now, in this case, you'll need to change water out because it's in the foam. So, all right. This is really taking shape.
So how does that work with foam?
Mhm.
Am I just adding more water or do I need to replace the foam?
No, you don't need to do anything. So you just keep it how it is, and it should last you about a week, week and a half.
Okay.
Especially if we're doing it like the right way, which is letting it submerge on its own. I sped up the process just for here.
Okay.
But if you go ahead and put it in the water and just let it soak down on its own, that's gonna like really preserve it. Now, here's a trick too. If you put like plastic wrap or saran wrap around it to secure the moisture, then it's gonna last even longer. So that's a little trick that you can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that oasis right there, they'll still last a week, week and a half?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, week and a half. And honestly, with arrangements lasting, it's all about how you prep your flowers. So if you're just like taking the flowers, putting them in the arrangement, they're not gonna last. You have to like treat those things, cut them at the angle, take the foliage off. You really have to treat them. It takes like 3 hours to prep flowers a good, if you're doing it well. So that's what my advice, just prep well,
Okay.
and then it'll last longer. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. Okay. Put one more right here.
I have another question too, Kristen.
Yeah.
So if we did have the floral tape,
Mhm.
you have to pull it and it stretches, but where are you supposed to put it?
So remember when we put our foam in the, cup, the mug? So you just put it on the top of the foam and let it go right here. So I would put it over the top of the foam and let it come like right here on the base on each side. And then I would put another one this way. So make it look like a crisp, like a cross.
And it's gonna stick to the mug.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like waterproof. So
Okay.
yeah, they have green, they have yellow, pink, clear. So whatever color your mug is, that's why I try to do get one that's the color of my mug. If you have like a funky color mug, definitely get clear. So, but yeah, that's all you have to do and it'll work. I'm gonna trim this one a little bit. Because I don't like the way that one is hanging. But like I said, you can do whatever you want with these arrangements. And I'm going to cut this one down too. All right. We're getting towards the finish line here. Now I'll let y'all see what it looks like from my angle. Okay. All right. So let me see if we need to add anything. I'm going to add one more of the button. All right. Let's add that here. Actually, right here. Heard something pop. It's okay though. Perfect. All right. And I'm going to put one more purple over here and I think we will be good to go. But like I said, the stems of these are like really long. So you're not going to need to have the tape with this so much because it's going to go through both of the pieces. So yeah. All right. And I think we are looking pretty good. I'm going to put one more carnation here just to tie it in. All right, and one more of, oh, here it is. One more of these, the Ostromeria. Right in between there, if you're seeing like empty spots or whatever, fill it with more flowers. All right, and that, there we go. Okay. No, right. Oh, I'm gonna cram it, like seriously. Yeah. Yeah. And look how little the vase is, you know, I mean, the mug is. It's perfect. I'm gonna trim this one a little bit more too, just so that's a little bit less sticking out. But yeah, it's super easy. Like you guys can definitely do this. Okay, hold on. All right. And that broke, but it's okay. All right. There we go. All right. there we go. Thank you. And it's crazy because they think they're getting something really big, you know what I mean? So, I mean, and they're not even really gonna see the coffee mug at the end, but then when they do, if it has like a nice message on it, it's just gonna be like a surprise, you know? So yeah, perfect. All right, thank you. All right, let me throw this in the trash. Next thing we're gonna do is a mason jar bouquet. These are super simple. You'll see, it's really, really simple. Does it? Oh, no. Oh, you want to ask it? Do that? Yeah.
I just asked, will, a clear mason need an oasis? And
Nope.
she said, we're going to watch.
Yep.
Well,
No, it does not need an oasis. Let me clean up this little station really quickly. Okay. And then we can get all this stuff out the way. Okay. All right, and then we'll start on the mason jar. Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And I need a napkin. I always like to clear my workstation out when I start a new project. All right. Okay. That's as good as it's gonna get right now. Okay, so what we do is we start with our water. Sorry, it's going everywhere. Start with our water. Go ahead and put that in there. Fill it about half. Okay. All right, and for this, I think I'm gonna use these carnations, these pom-poms. Okay, these are so gorgeous. They're like a butterscotch. It reminds me of like butterscotch for some reason. And actually, I looked up the name of them. I think I did a screenshot. Let me see. Cushion cream. Oh, no, no. Creme brulee. That is what it is. Creme brulee peach. Yeah. I know, right? So cute. Okay, so for these, I mean, there's so many stems on here. So you can just cut these off, pluck them off. I do like to keep the greenery with it because I think it's so pretty. Okay. And then, oh, all right. So then I put my little carnation with it. I think these colors go so good together. And then I'm gonna get another one of these. And then definitely have to have this, the Solidago. I love it. Another one of these.
Okay, you have things down at your feet as well.
You have to do it?
Yeah, you have things at your feet as well, so
Yes,
don't forget about
I
this.
do. Yes, yes, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's see. I'm gonna put some of the Israeli in there as well. You can really do anything with these mason jars. These are quick, simple. Put as many or as little flowers as you want.
And is there a name to this kind of technique where you're kind of grouping them in your hand?
Yeah, this is what I just do, but because I mean, this is how I arrange them, you know. I just like to see what it looks like. And once you put it in the vase with them, you grip them in your hand, you'll see it's gonna be really nice. So yeah. And you put it like that.
So Crystal, generally speaking, for your mason jar arrangements, what do you charge your customers for if they say I want?
So it depends on like what type of flowers I have in it, but
Mhm.
usually a mason jar probably go for like 25.
Okay.
So Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
'cause
it
you
just
have,
depends.
yes, a lot of beautiful flowers there. They're
Oh.
also healthy.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, that's what we try to do. I was telling somebody else, I'm like, we try to pick like the best flowers because my thing is like when I'm taking a picture of it, I don't want the help of filters. I want the flower to be bright and on its own, you know? I feel like filters just mess everything up. And people have gotten so into like putting filters on your face and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm not catfishing anybody, okay? So I'm just like, do you, but I'm gonna do me with no filter. So yeah. Yeah, that's exactly. That's what we're all about for sure. So yeah. Like, and then I'm gonna put that right there. And I'm gonna cut this. And remember, we're always cutting at that angle so that that water supply can shoot up there. But yeah, I love vibrant, anything vibrant, I love. So yeah, we're gonna do that. What else can I put in here? I'm thinking maybe the button. Let's put it back here. All right. And then I'm gonna put a rose in there too. And this one needs to be trimmed up a little bit. Like I said, don't be afraid to trim. And you're gonna see how this rose just ties everything in. I used to hate roses, but now I love them. Yeah, I want it to be different so bad. And I was like, yeah, everybody likes roses, but I love them now because I feel like they just tie everything in together. All right, so we're gonna put this rose right over here. And then I'm gonna put, yeah, I'm gonna put an orange rose in there too. I'm gonna take this off because this is looking a little weird. And it's just a quick snip, like, and it won't butcher it or anything like that. It can only help the way it looks. All right. I'm gonna put this like right here. All right. Yeah, sure. And then we're gonna cut it. And I like to cut it about right there. So let's do this. And you can get a good amount of flowers in here. Like, I know everything that we do, you know, we try to put a good amount of flowers in there. And I'm gonna cut this rose down just a little bit. Take this off. And there you go. Yep. Thank you. So that's that. Oh, I like that. That's really pretty. Thank you. Okay, so that's that. Quick, simple, easy. All right, this is the one you guys are gonna do. This is the base, a little, it's not a cube, it's some kind of shape. I don't know, I wasn't good at geometry, but wasn't really, got
kind
a
of a
D.
brick.
Got a D. So anyway, what kind of shape is it?
It looks kind of like a brick,
Oh, what,
but it's a, yeah, I don't know
Yes.
what you call it. It's not a cube, it's a
Is it a parallelogram?
Parallelogram.
Okay, I'm
there you
gonna,
go.
I'm gonna go with the audience. See the parallelogram. So what we're gonna do, we've already taped them for you guys. So usually we do like 2 horizontal and 2 vertical, okay? But since this is like narrow, what we do is just one across here horizontal and then 2 vertical, okay? All right, so let's put our water in first. And that's when you're working with the flowers, you know, got to keep those things hydrated. Okay. So let's see, what color are we gonna do? Oh, we haven't used these. Oh, how about a green, pink, and purple? This is Alstroemeria. Yeah, they come in so many different colors. This is a one that I used to hate working with too. I know, just weird, but I used to hate working with them, but they're so beautiful and I grew to appreciate them. So this is gonna help you see how it just stands up like that. And it's gonna help them from like bumping into each other, etc. All right, just clean off our greenery. I'm gonna cut that some more so it'll stand up. Put it right there. I said pink, right? Yep. Let's do the pink. And then here's some pink. Alstroemeria, those are very pretty. They're gonna tie in the pink and the green. It has like little pops of yellow in there too. So I feel like we could put some of the creme brulee in there too. So that's gonna be nice. Okay. And then, yeah. You guys are gonna get to create soon. So I'm excited to see what you guys are gonna do. I know you're gonna do great. You will. You will. I know you will. Okay, so cut this little baby off. Oh. Trim it just a little bit. And if you trim it too much like you did this, I did this one, it's fine because we're gonna put some other ones in there to give it some height. So it's fine. It'll be like a little peekaboo. All right. Let's see. Put the creme brulee in there. Oh, I'm liking that. Okay. And then let's see. A little bit more rose. And you see how it's just helping it like stick up, you know, it's just giving you like a grid, like a guide. So yeah, I'm gonna take this one off because it's kind of bad. Cut her. And when you cut this, like the dead off, it gives it such a nice shape. It's like a little haircut for your rose. So yeah. Okay, here we go. And then I'm gonna put some purple in there. Yeah. And honestly, with the ones that look like buttercream, you can definitely do an orange rose in there too. So I'll probably put that in there as well. Like no rules with this. All right. Put orange in there. So if the outside petals are looking, you know, kind of worn, just go ahead and, you know, pluck it off. Well, I was like, duck on my little. Okay. They never listen. Okay. All right. And I like different heights, you know. That's pretty. gonna cut this one down just a little bit more. Okay, that noise is really getting to me. Oh, yes, okay. All right, and let's put some of these in here too. Just to give it some more color. Mhm. And to break these up. All right. And then another one of these.
With that type of arrangement, do
Mhm.
you put greenery in those, or do you stick to more florally type? Is that something like you would do the was it ruckus? Not ruckus.
Oh,
Rufus?
yeah. It depends on how I'm feeling. Like it really does. Like that's gonna be the answer all the time. I mean, I know it's like robotic, but it depends on how I'm feeling. Like
Okay.
if we want to put some in there, we can definitely do that and see where we go, you know?
Okay.
Like literally, there's no formula for me.
Mhm.
And I hate to keep saying it, but there's no formula for me.
Okay. Okay.
All you have to do is ask my family, like there's no formula for anything in her life. It's just, it depends on how I'm feeling, you know?
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
But if you want to try some of it in there?
I was just wondering, like, if that was like something you do. Like,
Oh.
I don't think I would do like leather leaf, but I forgot what the second one was. Like the one
Israeli ruckus?
that was it. Ruckus. Was it ruckus? I
Mhm.
felt like it was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Israeli ruckus. Yeah. I mean, I can try to put some of that in there and we'll see where we can go from there. But I will tell you, we'll see. All we can do is try.
I feel like one of the messages of this is sort of dispelling some of the mystique and, like you don't have to be an expert. It's really about, like, yes, you can learn all the techniques and that sort of thing, but you should also have fun.
Yes.
You should enjoy it. And that's what you're talking about is, finding the joy in the flowers and
Exactly.
what makes you feel good.
And I just feel like people, to piggyback off of that, I just feel like people are so, they have to have a formula. They have to, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Different they, to me,
Yeah.
my perception is they almost look like they're rubber stamped.
exactly.
They don't have that flair of authenticity or a
Mhm.
different color or different flow. So it's good
Yeah.
not to have the recipe or
Yeah.
the formula.
Yeah. And somebody might do it differently, which they do differently. Somebody might look at my arrangement and be like, oh, that's trash, But oh, no, I'm just saying anybody. But if they did, I mean, I'd be like, yeah, okay, what's wrong with you? But anyway, really, you need some classes. But I mean, I'm just saying that to say that, the way I do things is so unorthodox and non-traditional. And that's just how I am. Yeah. So literally the joy of floral is whatever brings you joy. And that's what I tell my customers when they're doing their bouquets, like at our little stations where you can do your own bouquet. They're like, do you think this looks good? I'm like, you do it. And then if you need me to tweak it for you, then I'll do that. But I want to see you create, you know what I mean? I want to make sure you have that experience. So that's what the joy of floral is about. So I put the Israeli ruckus in here. We can go with it if you want to. Or I think personally for me, if we are sticking with like more of the wildflower look, you know what I mean? I think that would do better. But when you create yours, it's free game. Yes, go ahead and cause a ruckus with the Israeli ruckus. So yeah, I'm gonna put one more orange in here. Yeah, that's why I said that the motto is do you, seriously. You do you. I tell my son that all the time. He's 4. He's like, I want to do this with the building blocks. I'm like, do you, okay? Mom it's free game for you, okay? And my husband, he's more the structured one. So that's interesting. So yeah. Oh, I hope he doesn't watch this replay. Okay. Can we edit that out? No, I'm like, just kidding, Xavier. So yeah, no.
True Confessions, floral design.
Okay, all right. So let me put one more of the creme brulee. And actually, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this one with the brown center. I love this flower. And you see how I don't have like a lot of the same flowers? Like, sometimes I have one flower only, like one of these and then one of the creme brulee. I just think it gives it like that individuality. So let's put this baby over here. Right here.
I'm gonna call it spontaneous. That's
Yes,
something
that's
that comes
what
to
I am
mind.
all about, spontaneity. And it's crazy because I've been like that my whole life. And I just wanted to bring that to the floral business, you know? Because if you go into like these flower shops, you see it's uniform. And I don't want to be like that. I want to be known for my individuality. So, yes. All right. And then you know what? Let's put a leather leaf in there because we can. All right. Just gonna stick this in here. Oh, let me cut it. I do like that. And I'll put one more on the other side. Oh, and I think I'm gonna put another one of these over here, a pink. Yeah, as you can see, it's however I feel, that's what I'm going with. All right, almost done. Put this bad boy right here. And then a purple right there, and we'll be done. And voila, we're done. So that's it. And I feel like it's very creative. It's pops of color, you know? So yeah, it doesn't have to be uniform or anything like that. Let some hang this way, some hang that way. There's a lot of ones in here, you know? Then there's 3s or whatever. It's whatever you think looks good. And I am definitely sure it'll look good with you guys, okay? All right,
Wonderful.
thank you.
All right, if we can give Crystal one more round of applause and appreciation.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out, guys.
And before we adjourn to make your own, I just want to tell you that you can reach Crystal on Facebook and Instagram at the Joy of Floral. If you haven't looked her up already, please do. She's every other week at RAM, I believe,
Yes.
and pop-up shops all over the place. So if you follow her on social, you'll be able to find out when those happen.
Yes.
I just want to tell you about a couple of things coming up here. We have Monarchs and Moms. It's our Budding Gardeners program this Saturday. Where you'll learn all about monarchs and how important butterflies and pollinators are to our world. We cannot live literally without them. We have our annual meeting, the Garden Club. It's the state of the Garden Club, how we've done and where we're going. And that is May 19th, a week from today, actually. And then we have our Horticulture Corner program. That's June 7th. And this one is about river-friendly yards. And a lot of people think that you can't have a nice yard and be river-friendly. You can. You just have to think about what you're putting on your lawn, what you're putting on your plants, and how it's going to interact. Charles Gooden of Johnny Appleseed Organic is going to give a presentation about that. And I invite you all to come because it's going to be very interesting. We really want you to take a survey about this program. Tell us how we did. Tell us about other programs that you would like to see. You can either use your phone to scan this code, or we'll send you one in email afterward. But please take it. It really helps us understand better what you like and don't. And it's okay if you don't, let us know. All right. And once again, I want to thank the Jessie Ball DuPont Fund for their generous grants. I want to thank Jill. I want to thank Crystal. And I want to thank all of you for being here. Now it's time to go create and find your inner artist. Have fun.